Hello friends, what's up? What's up? Sorry about the glasses. Sorry, not sorry. For some reason this morning, I did put my glasses on. And now I have the onsets of a headache. That's where my microphone is. Trying to bring my microphone close to me so it doesn't sound so echoey in here because I've been having some sound issues lately. I think maybe I need to take all that big time YouTube bucks I've been making and buy a new microphone because this fucking Rode one sucks. For $100 it was, and it sucks. So anyways, guess what I'm doing today? I am telling my Jetski story. 2 months after I get back from fucking vacation. I'm such a piece of shit. I'm finally telling the story. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. It only took me 2 months to do it. Fucking winner over here. Winning, hashtag winning in life. Okay, so let's get into the story. Here we go. Oh, by the way, I'm hoping this goes up by tonight. It should. There's no reason why it shouldn't. I am starting Vlogust. Can you fucking believe I'm actually going to have a video every day for the month of August? Can you believe that? I'm gonna have a video every day for the month of August. Get fucking excited. Those of you who don't like vlogs, don't get fucking excited, get mad. Although I will be putting regular videos in between those videos. I got a lot going on lately, so I decided to start Vlogust. I'm scared. I'm just, you know, hopefully it's not gonna be another one of those things where I tell you guys, hey, I'm gonna do this, and then I never do. Let's hope it's not that. I'm really gonna try to not make it that. I'm gonna try my hardest. Okay, so I'm gonna start the story out. If you guys don't know, about 2 months ago, like I said, 2 months ago, back in June, my family and I, we went to Florida. For those of you who don't know what Florida is, it's Florida, America. We went to Florida, and we like to do a bunch of activities and stuff when we go on vacation. So we go to Florida, and we're like finding all the shit to do, right? And Tim's like, dude, the one thing I want to do while we're down here is go skidooing, which, by the way, from this point in time on, jet skiing will be AKA, otherwise known as skidooing, because that's what we call it, is skidooing. So he's like, dude, I really want to go skidooing. Like, I want to do it so bad. He'd never been on jet ski. I'd never been on jet ski. They look like all the fun, don't they? They look like so much fun. And we are from the Midwest, so we ride four-wheelers and buggies and things like that. And we thought, skidooing looks like a fucking four-wheeler on the water or something, you know? I don't know, it looked like fun. So one day while we were on vacation, we had decided that would be the day that we go skidooing, and I told him, let me go up on the Yelp, go up on the Google reviews, and check out some jet skiing places. So I find this one, and it's called H2O water sports or something like that, and I was like, ooh, this is the one. This is where we need to go because the fucking reviews are so good. And not only were the reviews recent, good, and reviewy, length, I don't know. But the reason I liked the reviews from this one so much in particular was because most of the reviews entailed, oh, me and my fucking whatever, this is our first time jet skiing and they made it an amazing experience. We are novices and they catered to us. We are beginners and they did this. And a lot of the reviews talked about, I had never been jet skiing before and I went to this place and it was amazing. So I was like, this is where we gotta go, right? So I showed Tim and I was like, dude, this is where we gotta go. So he's like, okay, book it. So I get online to book it. Unfortunately, because at this point in time, I don't think I mentioned, but it was probably only 10 or 11 o'clock. And also, let me just preface by saying, I am that friend, okay? That friend that you and your other friends talk about, And when you talk about that friend in particular, you're like, when that bitch tells a story, she be starting like 4 days before the story. If it starts when she tells a story, oh my gosh, it takes forever to tell a story. That's me. I'm that one. That one that you're talking about, that's me. My stories are lengthy. So anyways, I just want to preface by saying that, okay? I just want to get that out in the open. So I get on there, and at this point in time, as I forgot to say, it was like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and we were like so pumped to do it, right? So I get on there, and they didn't have any appointments open until 3 o'clock because the rest of their appointments were booked. So I told Tim, I'm like, this one, we can't go until 3 o'clock, which I was totally fine with, but he was like, merp, I don't want to wait till 3 o'clock. Not only like is my mom here because Tim's mom went with us, not only does my mom have to like sit and wait till then, but when it comes to like going to eat dinner, it is a 2-hour tour. So we went a 2-hour tour. Isn't that a 2 or is that a 3-hour tour? Gilligan's Island, is that what that was? 2, 3. It's relevant. Not only is it a 2-hour tour, so we won't be pulling in, you know, from our tour until 5 o'clock, but we still have to come back, get ready, shower, do all that stuff. So he was like, can't you find one earlier? So I went online again, and I found another one that was called just like water sports or something. I really couldn't even tell you the name of it. Maybe I will put it in the click down below. I can't remember what it was called. It was just called like wakeboarding. Is that what it was? I don't know. I'll put what it was called in the click down below. I'm kind of just doing this video on the fly because I was like, a fucking bitch, you need to really get this story out there. I mean, not that the story is like that pivotal that it needs to be told, but I told you I was going to tell it, and so many of you guys were like, bitch, tell it. So that's why we're here. So anyways, so I got on this one that was just called like wakeboarding or something. I will leave the name down below, and I'll leave the name of our tour guide and everything like that, just so you guys know to maybe check that out or maybe even avoid that. Because let me just preface by saying too that this isn't like specifically talking shit about this company. Like, I don't think it was the company's fault, and nor do I think it was like really the tour guide's fault, but I think I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt, because he was like a really cool dude, but coolness aside, like, okay, let's continue. So I check out this one, and I'm like, you know, I go and look at the reviews. The reviews of this one were not as recent, but they still had good reviews. Even though that being said that they weren't as recent, they still had good reviews, and they had reviews on there that were within a month. You know what I mean? So within that past month or whatever. So I went on their site, and they had an opening at 2 o'clock. So I was like, well, this one's 2 o'clock. I don't want to go to these other ones because they don't have good reviews and blah, 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 blah. And Tim was like, okay, cool. We'll go to this one. So we get online, we book it, everything's cool. We're Golden Pony Boy. We head on out. This, by the way, this place was like just right around the corner from our hotel. We stayed at the Hilton on Clearwater Beach. So I think it was called like the Aqua, something like that. Aqua, I don't know. It was the Hilton on Clearwater Beach. It's the only one there. It's like the fucking biggest ass hotel ass fucking place ass there. Anyways, so we walk to our place, and we're like trying to find this place. We pull up. I mean, we don't pull up. We walk up, and there's like all these kids. And when I say kids, I mean like fucking 20-year-olds. You know what I mean? Because like I'm in my 30s, so like all fucking 20-year-olds like a kid to me now. So there's like all these kids, and they're being really fucking stupid, and we're like, are these guys gonna like be on the tour with us? So we go up, and we're like, yo, we booked a 2 o'clock tour. Before we had sailed off to walk to the cusp, I think it's what it's like these little, what are they called? Docks things? I think they're called cusps. Correct me if I'm wrong. So before we sailed off to do that, I thought it'll be such a good idea for me to empty my entire purse out and put water and sunblock and sunglasses and all the things we need in my purse. that would be a good idea. That would be such a good idea for me to do that. Little did I know that while doing that, I wasn't thinking about the fact that you need your ID in order, your driver's license, in order to ride this skidoos. So we get up there and I'm like, oh my fuck, I may or may not have forgotten my driver's license. And Tim was like, he instantly like gives me the evil eye, because first off, rightfully so, because this is the type of shit that he's been dealing with for 14 years. We've been together for 14 years, and he's been dealing with me in like that scenario of me forgetting something really, really fucking important for like 14 years. It's just how I run. So we get there. For some reason, I thought maybe that should have been a red flag. First off, it's like this 20-some-year-old dude, and he's like, here, you go fill this paperwork out, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I forgot my ID. Would I have time to like run to our hotel? It's literally like right around the corner. Would I have time to run there, grab it, and come back? And he goes, like as he's handing us, you know, he's like sliding the paperwork to us. He goes, it took him this long to say it too, just making you feel like you're there. What year were you born? Or no, he goes, what's your birthday? I said 12/29/80. I was like, I know my driver's license number. I mean, and you know, in the end, that's all they needed was a driver's license number. There was a fucking gnat in here. I think I maybe just saw one more. How did it even get in here? Who knows? Anyways, so if I'm like doing this, it's because there's a gnat in here. So I was like, okay, cool. That should have been a red flag. Should have been a red flag that maybe this company is not so reputable. Now, before I get into the adventure, let me just explain to you the description of what was about to happen, which actually, by the way, because I'm finna look it up on my phone, I can tell you guys the name of the company too. It's just called Waverunner Rentals. So if you know, just Google Jetski fucking tours or Jetski rentals in Clearwater Beach, Waverunner Rentals, that fucking net, is what it's called. I also forgot to mention that the reviews, the pictures of the Google reviews, were people skidooing beside dolphins. Lots of pictures with dolphins, okay? So this got me excited. I love dolphins. I love sea animals. I love sea life. I love manatees. I actually had a dream last night that I went up to a manatee and fed it. Real weird, right? I know, but I did. So this was the description that I read on the website. Amazing way to see dolphins. Embark on a 2-hour journey you and your family will remember for a lifetime. This excursion includes everything, yelling capital letters, from speed, island stops, to swim holes in Clearwater Beach's famous Gulf waters. You will have the opportunity to catch a glimpse of dolphins at play or possibly spot a manatee in their natural habitat. I was so fucking excited just off of the description alone. I was like, this is fucking it. Yes, we're gonna see dolphins. I had envisioned in my tiny little brain being on a skidoo, skidooing by dolphins, skidooing to a manatee, petting him on his little head. If you guys didn't know, Hoyt is part manatee, so I was like, oh my God, it's Baby Hoyt's family right here and there, just waterbound. Here they are. Oh my God, it's so amazing. I love it. Continuing on, so we sat and waited, and the dude's like, yeah, it's gonna be a minute. They're a little bit late getting back. So we were like, oh, okay, NBD, we'll just sit over here on this random ass bench with a bunch of people we don't know. The kid was like, go ahead and pick out some life jackets, and we're like, okay. And then that was it. That's all he told us. So we're like, oh, okay. So we're kind of like, you know, making our way of what we thought we were supposed to be doing. We were kind of like over picking out life jackets and like, I guess we're just supposed to be like over here going through their shit or something. I don't know what's going on. Because this guy was like just standing, and they have like these little huts. He was literally just like chilling in the hut, like go get some life jackets. So we were like, okay, cool. And then Tim had happened to see, because we had like my purse with us, our phones, Tim's wallet, all this shit, right? Tim had just happened to see some people coming off of the skidoos, going to some lockers, unlocking them, getting their things and stuff out, leaving, okay? So Tim, not the guy running the thing, said, hey, is there like lockers or something we could rent to put our stuff in? Like, what are we supposed to do with our stuff? He also didn't mention that. He also didn't say, hey, we have lockers. He didn't say that. So Tim was like, you know, yo, you got some lockers, whatever. And the dude goes, yeah, they're right over there, and points to these lockers. And we were like, oh, okay. And then Tim was like, are we supposed to buy them? Or like, he's like, nah, you can just go ahead and put your stuff in them. So we went and put our stuff in them, and Tim's like, are we supposed to like rent locks for them? Because they were just like there. And he's like, no, they lock by themselves. All of which, BT dubs, he should have said, yo, hey, we got some lockers. They're right here. They're self-locking. All you gotta do is pull the key out, take the key with you, make sure you don't lose the key, yada, yada, yada. Right, yes, yes. Okay, so the guy comes up and he's like, this is Nick, he's your tour guide, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the other couple that was with us, they go and get on their skidoo, and we were like renting 2 of them, which, by the way, it was me, Tim, and Aiden. I wanted Aiden on with me because I wanted him to have a good time. I didn't want him to not be able to go as fast as he wanted, and not be able to, like, you know, spin around and skidoo around and do tricks, and I don't know, maybe I thought he was gonna like flip and shit, like that video on Facebook where that guy with the lighted skidoos like flipping and stuff. I thought maybe Tim would want to do that, so I was like, I'm gonna take Aiden with me so Tim has a really good time, because it was like 2 days before Father's Day. I just wanted him to really revel in the glory that was the jet ski. So we go to get on the jet skis, and I, being the asshole that I am and non-listener, went and got on the tour guide's skidoo, and he's like, oh, that's mine, yours is over here. So first red flag, I felt like an asshole. So I was like, oh, okay. And as Aiden and I were getting off, which, by the way, they never told us also that there was waterproof storage on the actual jet ski, which would have been great to know. You know, that would have been great to know. So I get on the jet skis, and as I'm walking towards my actual jet ski, I turn around and I say to the tour guide, just to let you know, we've never been on jet skis before, because from what I could tell, the guy and the girl who were in our little tour group with us, he was like fucking on it. So I had a feeling that this guy had been on this tour before. If not this tour, some type of tour, or if not this tour or some type of tour, this dude had been on a jet ski before, okay? So, because he was just like raring to go, he knew what to do, he fucking ripped his shoes off and like put him in some hole or something in there, like he knew what was up. So I turned back and I said, yo, we never been on jet skis before. And he's like, oh, you never been on a jet ski before? I said, no. And he said, have you ever rode on a jet ski before? I said, no, I have never rode on a jet ski. I've never driven a jet ski. I've never even touched a jet ski in a motherfucking Honda showroom. I've never, no, no, I haven't. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. So he's like, oh, okay, cool. So me, being the fucking dumbass that I am, thinking that that's going to give him the inclination to further instruct Tim and I, right? Because we'd never done it before. No, that was stupid to think that. Red flag. That was real stupid. So we get on the jet skis, and his instructions are as follows. the right side of the handlebar of your jet ski right here, that's your throttle. There's a green button on the left side of the back of the handle, and that is the start button. There's a red button on the inside of the back of the handle, and that is the stop button. There is a throttle on the left handle. That is your reverse button. That will not make you, or no, that is your stop or your brake. That is your brake. That will not make you reverse. That is your brake. So we're like, okay, you know, I'm just trying to take all this in. He's like, when you start, we're going to push you off. Do not start jet skis off. When we push you off, just wait for my instruction. From here to, you know, and he points like off in the distance. He's like, this is a no wake zone. You cannot go above 15 miles per hour in the no wake zone. There is a button on your jet ski that is a no wake button, and it will not let you go above 15 miles per hour when you push that button. By the way, I'm totally fabricating that number. It could be another number. I'm not really sure. So we're like, okay, cool. So Aiden and me get on the jet ski. They push us off the little Docker jet skier skidoo holder thing, and we're all sitting there. He's like, as I said, do not start. Which, can I just throw this out there? I don't have the best hearing in my right side of my ear. I only have like not the most hearing, like 60-70% hearing in this ear, because I got in a car wreck when I was younger and like bashed my ear against the window, bashed my ear against the window, and now I can't hear very well. I have like cauliflower ear in both my ears, so I don't have the greatest hearing. On top of the fact that the water is going whooshoosh, 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 and you're on a jet ski, which has a motor that is very loud. So he continues on, and he says, okay, so we're gonna go around this way, probably gonna take you to some islands and stuff like that. So I'm like, cool. As we're sitting there though, my jet ski, remember it's not on, starts spinning. So as he's talking, I'm like, why am I spinning around? And Tim's like, why are you spinning? I was like, I don't know. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here holding onto the handlebars. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here. My jet ski's not even on. I'm just sitting here. I'm not even doing nothing, okay? So then he's like, okay, go ahead and turn your jet ski on. So I turn it on, and, you know, he's fucking says some mumbo jumbo because I can't really hear him that well because now everybody's jet skis are on. He also says to make sure to stay within like 100 feet of each other, because the biggest mistake that people make when they jet ski is that they run into each other when they're trying to talk to each other. So we're like trying to stay as far away from each other as we can. Mind you, 100 feet from somebody who's talking to me with jet ski motors and waves in the ocean. It's really loud. Can't hear shit. Okay? Keep that in the back of your head. Can't fucking hear shit. So he mumbles some shit off, and all of a sudden he's like, meow, and just fucking like takes off, okay? And then Tim's like, meow, and then the couple's like, meow, and then me and Aiden are like, okay, and we're just like a bouncing and a moving. So I'm like, okay, dude, no further instruction. This guy does not give us any tips, any pointers, any nothing. He knows well and full, because I just told him 5 minutes ago, so I would assume that he knows well and full that we've never ridden a fucking jet ski before, okay? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I get on it, and, you know, they all take off. So me and Aiden are on it, and the fucking water, y'all, is literally doing this. Just like this. In every fucking millisecond, I feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna tip over. Oh my God, I'm gonna tip over. This fucking jet ski is gonna tip over on me and my son right now. I'm gonna kill my fucking son on this jet ski. Of course, not letting Aiden know this the entire time because I don't want to freak him out. So I'm just like riding along. Now, mind you, from reading the little description on my phone, I assumed we'd all be going about the speed you go in a wake zone, okay? I'm assuming we'd all be going that speed. No, that wasn't the case. So luckily we're still in the wake zone, and I'm like, oh my God, every time I hit a fucking wave, it freaks me the fuck out, and I let go of the throttle, and I'm like, oh my God, panicking in my head because I'm like, my fucking kid is gonna tip over, we're gonna fall off, it's gonna be so fucking scary, what the fuck are we gonna do, right? So we are obviously very far behind and we're almost out of the wake zone. And you know, the entire time I'm like, this can't be right. This can't be right. This can't be how incredibly fucking scary this is. It can't be right. It can't be this fucking scary. So in the entire time, obviously, because I'm a fucking mom, I've got Aiden in the back of my head, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want him to fucking get hurt. I don't want him to fly off. I don't want him to tip over. I don't want him, you know, we're in the middle of the fucking ocean. There could be a fucking shark somewhere. I'm like freaking the fuck out, which I normally would not be doing, because normally I don't have the most anxiety when it comes to stuff like that. Tim, on the other hand, yes, he does. Me, not so much. I'm very like carefree, flighty, you know, all that. So they get past the wake zone, and the dude comes back around and he's like, yo, you okay? You're like way fucking behind. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And it's like so loud, because first off, he's 100 feet away. There are 2 jet ski motors going. The waves are going like this and splashing and crashing, and I can't hear literally a fucking goddamn word he says. So he's like, okay, so when we get out of the wake zone, we're gonna fucking go somewhere, and then we're really gonna get some speed. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Super excited for that. Let me preface by saying too that after it was all said and done, after we get off of the skidoos, Tim had mentioned, oh, by the way, I heard the previous couple that he had taken on a tour, that I heard the previous couple bitching about how choppy it was, because when I say it was choppy, girl, it was so fucking choppy. Like, and I usually don't mind that. Like, I could be on a boat, I don't get seasick, I don't get none of that shit. It does not bother me in the slightest. I am cool with it, I'm down with it, it's fine, it's cool, whatevs, right? So, however, this was so fucking choppy that, like, I mean, we were literally sitting still and going like this. I was just like, oh my fucking God. I'm in sheer agony. This right now is the worst moment of my life. Like, I was like, this is sheer agony right now. What the fuck am I gonna do for the next 2 hours? I was in sheer torture. The one thing I did hear barely out of his mouth when, you know, he came back to get us when we were behind in the wake zone was that, oh, don't worry, once we get to this, you know, certain part, it won't be as choppy and it'll be a lot smoother ride. So I was like, okay, please, just betting on that, you know, please let it get better, please let it get better. So we get out of the wake zone, boom, boom, boom. Everybody takes the entire fuck off, like so fucking fast. And so I'm like, okay, I can do this, I can do this. So I'm like going, my fucking knuckles are turning white. I'm gripping that motherfucker so fucking hard. I feel like I'm gonna tip over. Every time I hit a wave, I fucking let go of the throttle, freaking the fuck out. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do? Every time I go fast, it's like, I can't go fast because I feel like Aiden's gonna fly off the back because it felt like it wasn't holding on to me hard enough. And then if I go slow, it feels like I'm gonna fucking tip over. What the fuck am I gonna do? So I'm just like, you know, just sheer torture riding through the fucking ocean, being tortured with salt water splashing in my face, white knuckling this fucking skidoo, hanging on for dear fucking life, thinking in 2.5 seconds, I'm gonna kill my fucking kid. Obviously, we get behind again. And at this point, we're riding, and I was like, oh my God, bro. At this point, I couldn't even fucking see anybody anymore. I was like, what way did they turn? Because there's like 2 little inlets. And I'm like, what fucking way did they go? And Aiden's like, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. So I'm like, oh my glob, where the fuck are they? I don't even know where they are at this point. Thankfully, the one inlet was just like a dead end. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a dead end. So they obviously didn't go that way. So they're all taking like basically like the long way around, you know, this, it's basically like we're in the water and then there's like shoreline or whatever, docks and all that stuff around us. So they're taking like the long way. I'm trying to cut straight through so I can fucking catch up with everybody. And all of a sudden, everybody's fucking gone and there's nobody there. And I'm just riding along at about 10 miles per hour, scared for my fucking life and scared for my fucking son's life. So I'm like, what the fuck? Obviously, I had to remain calm for the sake of my son. So again, the tour guide finally comes back around. He's like, yo, what's up? What's going on? Like, you know, I thought you was cool. Like, what the dilly, yo, basically. And I was like, I am freaking the fuck out. I feel like I'm going to tip over every time I move. I said every time I hit a wave, I feel like it's going to tip over. Every time I go fast, I feel like he's going to come flying off. And the dude's like, I understand. I mean, he was being like very like, yeah, I understand. That's okay. Like very consoling. At the same time though, he was kind of being, I could tell he was annoyed because, I mean, this is a $180 tour. It costs $180 to rent one of these for 2 hours. So I felt like a piece of shit because I'm like, okay, I am completely ruining this other couple's tour. Tim, he gives two fucks, you know, he's with me. He doesn't care. Just as long as Aiden and I are safe and we're enjoying ourselves, that's what Tim cares about. So, you know, the tour guide's like, oh, I understand, like, you know, you got that motherly instinct kicking in. I get it. He goes, I promise you, you're not going to tip it. And he had mentioned something about, you know, I could barely hear anything he was saying. I heard him saying something about going fast and the faster the better, or something like that. Like the faster you go, the smoother the ride, or some shit like that. So I was like, okay. And he said, it's not going to be as choppy once we get to this certain point, which he had already said that once we got out of the fucking wake zone, and it was still fucking choppy. So he's like, don't worry, I'm going to go, you know, this certain way and it's not going to be as choppy, right? So I was like, okay. He's like, are you cool? I was like, not really, but okay. So he fucking, bam, takes the fuck off. I try to take the fuck off and I can't. I mean, it was torturous. It was fucking literal torture. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so fucking scared. I'm so fucking scared. Again, we get behind. Again. So he comes riding around and I can see them, you know, like they're not so far in the distance that I can't see them. I can still see them. So I see Tim and I see the guy with the girl, like the other couple, just like, meow, 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 you know, flying around, doing tricks, doing whatever. So he comes back again and he's like, would you feel more comfortable if your son got on the back with your husband? I was like, oh my God, yes. I said, that's really what's freaking me out the most because I feel like he's going to go flying off. I feel like I'm going to hurt him. So he's like, okay, that's cool. Once we make our first stop, then you guys can switch off. And as you know, before he even like finished that sentence, I seen Tim coming around. And as soon as Tim came around, he's like, well, actually, go ahead and jump off. He tells Aiden to jump off his jet ski and get on the back with Tim. So Aiden jumps off, gets on the back with Tim. So he's like, okay, so now that your son's not with you, you'll be okay, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, fucking what the fuck ever. Because at this point, all I could think was, I'm going to fuck my kid up for life. Like, I'm either going to kill him, I'm going to fucking paralyze him, or I'm going to do something drastic to my child. And I can't fucking do that right now. I can't handle that. So once Aiden was off, I was like, okay, I'm cool, I'm gonna do this, I can fucking do this. I'm like giving myself fucking pep talks, like, you can do this, bitch. You can fucking do this. Like, if I fly off, it's me. If I tip, it's me. I don't care. It can't hurt. It's the water. Fuck it. Just, I took a deep breath and I was like, okay, let's fucking do this. I am ready now. The guy takes off. You know, me and Tim are fairly close to each other. Tim starts taking off, I start taking off, and I can't move. Like, my skidoo won't go very fast, and I'm like, like pushing on the throttle, and I'm like, what's going on here? Why can't I go? Because when Aiden was on the back with me, I was like, you know, I was going pretty fucking fast for what I thought anyways. I was going way slower this time than I was when Aiden was on the back of me. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And Tim just having to look back, and he's like, what the fuck? So he comes back around. He's like, what the fuck are you doing now? And I was like, it won't go. And he's like, push the throttle. So I pushed the throttle, and I'm like, this is literally as fast as it'll go. And it doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like it did when I first got on, when I first started going. So I was like, it's not right. Something's not right. I don't want to keep going because I don't want to fuck this thing up. Because if you fuck that thing up, bitch, you paying for it. And from what the tour guide told us, it's about $500 per inch to get the motherfuckers fixed. So, oh, I just totally just spit everywhere. Jesus, calm down. So he tells us about $500 per inch to get it fixed. He told us that while he was giving us the big spiel about stay 100 feet from each other. Most people run into each other and try to talk to each other, etc., etc. So Tim is like, what the fuck? So I was like, I don't want to keep going because I'm scared that I'm going to fuck it up. So Tim starts going, and then we see the tour guide come around. The tour guide comes around, he's like, yo, what's up? I thought you were cool now. And I was like, I am, but my fucking jet ski won't go. And he's like, go ahead and like, you know, push your gas, push your throttle, whatever. So I go to push it, and it's like, wah, and just like not going anywhere. Like, it's like, wah, doing this. And, you know, a normal jet ski would be like, wee. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, okay, turn it off. He jumps off his jet ski, comes over, like swims over to mine, starts pulling handfuls of seaweed by the bundle, like this fucking big, this fucking big, like 5 or 6 handfuls of seaweed. He's like, you see all this seaweed? That's why it's not going. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, it's a good thing that you stopped, because, you know, while he's like pulling all the shit out, I was like, oh my God, it just like wasn't going. And, you know, I said I got scared. I didn't want to like fuck it up or like burn the motor up because it didn't sound right. And he said, it's a good thing that you did that, because it very well could have burnt the motor up and you would have been responsible for it. So I was like, oh. So, you know, he's pulling all the seaweed out of the propeller. He gets it all out. So he's like, okay, is everybody cool now? He's like, we're not going to be able, because he kept saying he wanted to take us to like this certain island because they have really cool shells and blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck about the islands. All I care about is fucking dolphins, okay? Dolphins. Do you remember in the beginning when I said I thought I was going to see dolphins and manatees? Do you remember that? No dolphins and manatees so far. So he's like, okay, are you cool now? And I'm like, yes, I'm cool. So finally we get going, and he's like, oh, we're not gonna have time to stop at this other island, and you know, it's really boat heavy because it's a Sunday, it's very boat heavy today, blah blah blah. I could barely even fucking hear anything he was saying. So he's like, I'm gonna take you to this other Caladesi island, I think it was called. So we're like, okay, cool. So we're riding and riding. This time I'm kind of okay. I'm not as scared as I was when Aiden was on the back with me, because Aiden wasn't on the back with me. My kid's not on there. I'm not in fear of like killing my fucking kid at this point. I thought if I fucking kill myself and kill myself, it's not that big of a deal, right? So, you know, I'm able to keep up. It's cool. The only fucking problem was the fact that the entire time on that jet ski, I felt like I had to lean to the left in order to keep it straight. Like I was like leaning on my left leg the entire fucking way, and I'm like, what there's something wrong here, what the fuck? So we finally get to the island, and there is where I finally fucking break down and I start talking to the tour guide. Do you have any fucking tips for me to enable me to ride easier on the skidoo? So then, you know, an hour into our fucking tour, he finally decides to fucking open up and says, okay, first things first, it's a lot easier to stand up and ride because you are putting all your body weight like on the front of your legs or something like that. He said, try and stand up. I guarantee you it won't take as much physical effort to hang on as it does when you're sitting down. I don't know what the mechanics were behind that. He explained it, but I can't remember, or I guess the ergonomics behind that. He explained it, but I don't really remember. So I was like, okay. And he said, when you're skidooing, and this is probably what he said earlier, but I fucking couldn't hear anything. He said, okay, so when you go slow and it's really choppy, you're going through the waves, okay? When you go fast and it's really choppy, you're riding above the waves. So you're gonna wanna go fast, because riding through the waves is gonna make it a way bumpier ride and like way more feeling like you're gonna tip the fuck over than it is if you go fast and go above those waves. I was like, wow, that would have been nice to know before getting on. Yeah, would have been real nice to know. He also informs me, because we found some shells on the beach, that there is waterproof storage on the Skidoo. Waterproof storage. Could have brought our phones, could have brought fucking water, sunblock, I don't know, something. Could have brought something, you know, in this waterproof storage tank that was on the Skidoo. So while we're at this island, we end up talking to him, and he's like kind of telling us his whole gig, where he's from. He was a really cool guy. That's why I hate to like really bash on him, because he was a really cool guy. He just maybe needs a little more instruction on how to instruct, because this entire tour that online was perceived as a dolphin tour with pictures of skidooers beside dolphins and pictures of dolphins and things like that, was nothing less than a speed run. Basically, like, how fucking fast can we go, how far can we get, and how many things can we see speed wise, island wise, in this small window of time. Now mind you, on the way back we did see a dolphin. We saw a dolphin's little fin. That's what we saw. We saw a dolphin, just that one, that's it. So so he's like, oh, so are you a little bit more comfortable, whatever else. I told him at the island, I felt like I was having to lean on my left side. I said, is that normal? And that's when he kind of went into the spiel about, you know, standing up enables you to like use less physical activity or less physical strength and blah, 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 blah. So kind of completely disregarded the fact that I was like, I feel like I gotta like lean to the side. Is that normal or what? Then we're on our way back. He's like, he goes, I'm gonna take you back, whatever he was, I don't know the areas. I'm gonna take you back this way because it's not as choppy. And I just thought, why didn't you fucking take us that way in the first place? Huh? I'm gonna take you back this way because it's not as choppy and it's gonna be a lot smoother ride for you guys and blah, 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 blah. So he's like, I don't really know my way back, but I'm pretty sure I can get us there. And I was like, whoa. I said, if you don't know your way back, it's cool, like just go where you know. And he's like, nah, I mean, I know my way back, I just don't know it as well as, you know, I knew the way that we came. So basically he took us the way that we came, which was through insatiable, choppy ass, motherfucking ass, feeling like I'm on die ass water, because he just knew that way better. So he takes us, you know, to the not so choppy side on the way back. And it wasn't that bad on the way back. I still, the entire fucking way back, though I stayed caught up, though I like wasn't fearing my life anymore, still fucking felt like I had to lean to the side. Like, to this fucking day, I am not 100% sure there wasn't something wrong with that jet ski. Like, I feel like there was something fucked up with my Skidoo. So the entire way back, I'm like leaning to the fucking side. Oddly enough, on the way back, the guy and the girl that were with us, I also, by the way, had to apologize to the guy and the girl. I was like, I'm so fucking sorry if I'm totally ruining this for you. I know you paid a lot of money to do this. And the guy's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I'm having a blast. Like, so basically every time the tour guide would like have to come back and get me, him and Tim were just like fucking speeding around doing basically whatever the fuck they wanted. So he was like, this is great. I totally thought a guided tour was going to be like some fuckery where you're driving all slow and whatever else. So he was super stoked about it. He was super cool about it. So I was like, yes, thank you. But oddly enough, on the way back, he had talked his girlfriend or his wife or his fiance or whatever into driving. So we're all like skidoo, 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 and we're on our way back, and the tour guide is like miles ahead of us, like he always is. And me and Tim are kind of relatively close to each other. And the tour guide comes back and he's like, what the fuck? Now where's the couple? The girl ends up fucking like getting way, way behind. He comes riding by me and he's like, I totally thought I was coming back to get you. I was like, no, I'm cool now. I got this fucking left leaning thing. That's all. What's up with this left leaning thing? Why can't you tell me? So he goes back to get them. Oh, I totally forgot to mention too, throughout this whole thing, like when Aiden was on the back with me, we fucking witnessed that guy and that girl falling off their jet skis, okay, which made it even a billion times worse. That's why I was so freaked out. Once I seen them fall off their jet skis, I was like, oh fuck, no, I'm not trying to kill my kids today, thanks. So I that's really what, I mean, at that point, once I seen them, I was like, oh my God, I am going to have a full-blown fucking panic attack right now. Full fucking blown. Like it was freaking me out, especially as soon as I seen that. But anyways, so yeah, so the couple ended up getting like way behind just like I did. So then I didn't feel so bad. So we get back up and it's like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I even still had trouble like pulling into the dock. There was something wrong with my skidoo, girl. I'm telling you, there was something fucked up with that jet ski. I don't know what it was, but I would imagine it's not normal to have to lean on your left leg and steer straight like this the entire time. Not like this where, you know, both knuckles are straight, but I'm steering like this the entire time, leaning on my fucking left leg. When I tell you, I've never been so motherfucking sore in my life. I could do 8 Jillian Michaels DVDs in a row and not be this fucking sore as I was on this skidoo. The next day I woke up, I could not pee, I could not poo, I could not walk, I could not run, I could not do anything. My body was so fucking sore, especially my left leg, because that's the leg that I was leaning on the whole entire fucking time. Oh my God, like it was insane. So I want to go back out. I want to get on another jet ski because I just want to prove it's not just me. It can't just be me. There was something fucked up with that jet ski. I am telling you guys, from the minute we fucking left, I really, truly, in my heart of hearts, feel like there was something wrong with that jet ski. Just from the way it was acting, like just sitting. I mean, you know, and to look back at it now, to be sitting there with the power off, you know, not doing anything and it spinning on its own, obviously something's fucked up with the motherfucker, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that should have been a red flag to that guy. Obviously it was not. But anyways, that's it. That's my jet ski story. That's how I almost lost my life on a jet ski. It was fucking scary and all fucking 2 months, and that's what it is. Maybe you guys thought, wow, that was fucking stupid. It wasn't even funny, it wasn't even crazy, it wasn't even nothing. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? But I had to get it out there because I told you guys I was going to do it. I asked you guys if you wanted to hear it. So many, I think more people said they wanted to hear that story than I have ever fucking had requested for any request of anything ever, I feel like. So, that's it. That is my fucking jet ski story. I finally got it out there, how I almost killed me and my son on a jet ski. A skidoo, on a skidoo. I don't know why we started calling them skidoos. Tim just started saying skidoo. He was like, I think it's like the name brand of one. I was like, isn't that Sea-Doo? Isn't a name brand like S-E-A-D-O-O, like Sea-Doo? I don't think it's skidoo. And then, Oddly enough, my mom's boyfriend like called it a skidoo too. And I just had to laugh because I'm like, I don't think that's what it is, but I still call it a skidoo. So, yeah, that's what's up. That is it. That's it for my story. So thank you for listening if you're still here, because it's been like 40 fucking minutes later. I told you guys, didn't I? I told you. This bitch tells it. I like to tell a story like you're there. I want you to feel like you're there with me, you're beside me, we're together while it's happening. That's how I like to tell my stories. So, that's it. I'm done with my story. Ba-rum-bum. Drum roll, not drum roll. Ba-rum-bum. What's that called? Like the little da-da-da. Okay, no. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go downstairs and make my keto supper. Yay. If you guys have any video requests, please let me know. Ooh, also, just to throw out there, just to let you guys know, so you're not like, wait, what the fuck is this? I am doing Vlogust. I am going to be vlogging every day. Every fucking day, girl. I promise I'm doing it every day for the month of August. For those of you who don't like vlogs, I'll still be like putting regular videos in there, here and there. We just got a lot of stuff going on this month, so I know my videos are going to be kind of scattered, so I figured, fuck it, let me just fucking do a Vlogust, so that way I can really keep connected with you guys and not have to go like 5 or 6 days anymore without videos. So we gonna do it. We gonna do it. I'm a little scared. I've already got, you know, August 1st video filmed. What I'm trying to do is like film a day ahead of time. So like I'm starting tomorrow. I've already got my vlog done for today. Do you know what I mean? So it's gonna be kind of backdated, but just so I can keep up with it and not have to like vlog this day, then at night, like hurry, fucking go crazy trying to get it uploaded. You know what I'm saying? So I figure if I can get at least a little bit of advance on it, that it won't be as like crazy. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go make my keto supper. I'm so excited about it. Now I actually really am excited. If you guys, oh, you'll see in the vlog tomorrow, I made some keto everything bagels and they're so delicious. So good. That's the thing that sucks about keto, is like you have to make everything you eat, but some of the stuff that I made is like so fucking good. So anyways, I gotta go. I need to shut the fuck up. I can never just outro. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're not. Do not forget to engage in the video. Like it if you liked it, dislike it if you don't like it, because you know, dislikes, all that stuff. You want to leave a hate comment, you fucking go right ahead, because it helps my engagement. So engage. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Make sure you hit it twice so you get all notifications, not just some. If you want notifications, you don't want notifications, but you still want to see my videos in your feed, then just engage. That's all you got to do, girl. So I always have to say so. I'm gonna take off. Follow me on all my social media here, even though I don't really use it. I'm a piece of shit. Not the good social media person. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Peace.
I feel like there is the biggest booger in my news. Oh my god, did it literally just fly out? Oh, I'm pretty sure it did. But the reviews I liked from this one, wait, what? No. But the no. Did I get it? I don't know that I got it. That's probably really loud if you're wearing headphones. Sorry. Can I help you? What are you doing? You're not going to sit in here and watch you